What's up, y'all? Back out in the garage for another video after the video you saw last week and the debacle with my tackle box. The only thing that I could do besides get a better attitude is rebuild my tackle box. So I'm going to go through what I did to rebuild it, which box I got, and some of the stuff I put in to try to recoup my losses and rebuild my gear for the next tournament, which is coming up next weekend. Alright, so for a box, I once again went with an H24 Express terminal tackle box. It is basically a knockoff of the Bass Mafia bait coffin. It's really durable. It's got a nice gasket around the inside to keep water out from the rain, things like that. It's got some foam inserts to hold your weights and stuff. We'll go over that in a minute. I got a whole other video about this box in particular. Then of course it's got all the customizable slots so you can change the size to keep all your different tackle. Now, what I learned last week is when this thing's loaded down, while it's water resistant to the rain, it will not float. I saw bubbles coming out as soon as they hit the water, and down she went. And I'm actually going to try to do another video this summer where I go out and try to retrieve that box that I lost, because I think I know right where it is. I side scanned it, GPS'd it, the whole deal. So I know right where this thing is, or the old one is, to try to go get it. All right, so let's get into it from the top right and everything that's in the box. Go through it here. All right, so what I did with my loss of tackle, I had been thinking about changing hooks for a while anyway. I felt like the Gamakatsus that I've been using for years, the EWGs and the straight shanks, they weren't staying as sharp and they were bending out a lot easier than they used to. So when I went to do my reorder and get my new tackle set up, I decided to make the switch to owner hooks. I had been testing them. I had a few packs. Pretty impressed with the durability and how sharp the hook stayed. So I went with the owner J hooks and the owner J light hooks for some more finesse kind of Texas rig applications. So reloaded with those. Had to get some new bobber stops. Just went with the some generic $2 Eagle Claw bobber stops there. Lost all my flipping hooks and things like that. So I did stay with the Gamakatsus on that end of things. I went with the Aaron Martin's G finesse hooks, 4/0, 3/0 size. Really durable hooks. These are a little sharper than the thicker like jungle hooks that you can get, but I mean it's a quick hook penetration. They stay sharp, they're still strong, they don't bend out. Good hooks. And then some more owner hooks here. Went with some owner traditional offset worm hooks. One thing I went to recently is these Norman speed clips for all my crankbaits and some topwater stuff. See if I can get that focus for you. Man, having these makes changing out your topwater colors or crankbait colors just a breeze. I really recommend getting some of these Norman speed clips. And I'm going to try to link some of this stuff if I can find it for you guys to find when we're done with this video. Coming right across here, lost all my swim bait heads. So I'd seen some videos from Matt Steffen's YouTube channel. Is one of my favorite YouTube channels. If I can get that to focus. There we go. These Dirty Jigs guppy heads. Bought a couple different sizes in those to replace some of the single swim bait heads that I lost. Really excited to try those out. I've never used them, but I thought this was an opportunity to kind of change some things up. Same thing here, I lost all my underspins. So with these Trocar underspins, Gamakatsu underspins, not Trocar. Went with the Gamakatsu single underspins. But I don't trust that these hooks are a little better. I just like the way these looks with the plain head and the blade underneath. They had some good reviews. Owner belly weighted underspins. If I want some more of a weedless setup, I'm fishing some heavy vegetation or timber or whatever. Get you a little better view of that. There we go. Lost all my Ned heads as well. VMC Ned heads. They've got a nice little bait keeper on there. A couple different sizes in those. Excited to try those out. That's also something new I went to with this restock. All right, up top, in the top corner there, I've just got some O-rings for wacky rigs. Just a little plastic sack. In the middle, where all the heavy tungsten is, I don't have any tournaments coming up soon where I've got to do a bunch of heavy flipping or punching or anything, so I only ordered a couple of these. But I got Swagger tackle weights this time around. Had a good deal going on them online, so I got some 1 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 3/16. I need to get some lighter ones, some like 1/8 ounce or 32nd ounce for throwing really light Texas rigs or Senkos, stuff like that. I think I skipped a spot right here. We've got weedless Ned rigs. Basically the EWG style hook where you can rig a Ned rig Texas rig. Now I've got a similar deal, but they're focused. Similar setup, but they're football heads instead of the blockhead style. There you go. All right, here I've got specialty hooks in this section. Some swing heads. These are big bite baits, half-ounce swing heads. They had a deal going on those online to replace. There we go. And then also in there I've got some Tokyo rig, pre-rig, VMC Tokyo rig setups. There you go. Just a standard pre-rig Tokyo rig. All right, moving up front in the front corner here, got my Carolina rig stuff, some beads. I use a thing, I could do a whole other video on this, but I use a thing called a Carolina keeper. Instead of tying leaders with swivels, I use a Carolina keeper with a bead. And also I got some Swagger tackle tungsten barrel weights. There we go. That's 3/4 ounce. I've also got some 1/2 ounce in there, but I like the barrel weights for Carolina rigging. Picked up a pack of just standard round ball heads, 3/16 ounce to throw little tiny swim baits or some bottom bouncing stuff with. Restocked my drop shot weights. I went with Eco Tungsten. They had a deal going online on those, so replace those. 3/16. I like something a little heavier where I can, 3/16 or 1/4 where I can feel the bottom. Restocked my Nico weights with Big Bite. Nico weights. These are, I think these are 1/16 ounce, but you can break them in half and make them lighter if you want. Weighted wacky heads. I got some VMC weighted heads and some Gamakatsu G Finesse weedless wacky heads. And then some weightless Trocar weedless wacky heads. Oops. On this safety pin right here, I've got some VMC number 2 Nico hooks. That's my favorite drop shot hook and Nico rig hook. Those hooks are sharp. Even though they're small, they will land big fish. Then up here in the front right compartment, I've got belly weighted swim bait and frog hooks. These are just VMC drop dead hooks at a variety of weights and sizes there. So there you have it. That isn't all I lost, I promise you. But that's all I got for now, but that's a good start. That's enough to get me back to my next tournament and ready to go. So what y'all think? How much, if you had to guess in the comments, how much that cost me to replace the box and all the stuff in it? Put a guess in the comments, and what do I need to add that I don't have in there still? Put that in the comments too. As always, appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe before y'all go. Thanks y'all.